Hello everyone, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I've got a lapel mic on today, so hopefully that will amplify the sound for those that may not be able to hear as clearly as perhaps others. As I mentioned yesterday, I want to explore Ivanka Trump's role in the Mueller investigation and other investigations, particularly in the Southern District of New York. I want to explore her role in potentially contributing to evidence against her father. So we'll take a good look at Ivanka. She's come up in readings for a few months now, potentially as that woman who may bring down Donald Trump. Now, I did a smaller reading on Patreon on who is the woman that would bring down Donald Trump. Some felt it was Nancy Pelosi, others felt it could be Hope Hicks, others felt it was Ivanka Trump. That smaller reading showed that all the women will contribute in some way. But by far the heaviest set of cards, the most dynamic set of cards, the biggest revelation in the cards that were pulled in that reading was around Ivanka Trump, potentially being the woman who may bring down her father. So I want to go a little bit further into that and delve a little bit further with the cards. And I want to ask, is Ivanka Trump the woman that will bring down Donald Trump? Ivanka, his daughter, will she bring down her father, Donald Trump? Is Ivanka the woman that will bring down Donald Trump? Is Ivanka the woman that will bring down her father, Donald Trump? So let's have a look. Straight away, we've got the Trump Organization. This is my card for the Trump Organization, which is an interesting card to pull. This is around, normally in other readings, it's around families, it's around building wealth, it's around love and support that families do give to one another. And generally there is a patriarch and, the next generation. This is my Trump card with the father, the patriarch, Donald, Fred Trump before him, handing down things to the next generation. So it's all about the building of assets and the building of wealth. Now, in this reading, it could signify that Ivanka has important news or information yet to be given up, or could already be being given up, in relation to the Trump Organization. Now we've got the Justice card, the Major Arcana Justice card appearing here, and we've got Justice coming in connection to do with the Trump Organization. So interesting cards coming forward already around the question, is Ivanka Trump the woman who may bring down Donald Trump? And we've got new beginnings. They're pretty significant cards already. We've got justice will be done in connection with the Trump Organization, potentially the role it played. This is all about, money. This is all about money flowing in and money flowing out, overseen by the patriarchs of the family, handed down to the next generation. This is almost like, Ivanka, Jared and their children. This is almost like Donald Trump overseeing the building of this wealth. There are castles in the background, the card has a hint of luxury and building that dynasty, which of course is what happened with Fred Trump, handed down to Donald handing it down to his children as well. But we've got a very, as I said, a Major Arcana coming in justice in relation to the Trump Organization, which will bring forward these new beginnings. The other aspect to the Fool's card is that this is a person about to walk off a cliff. This is a person who embarked on a journey with some, naiveness in their personality, expecting things to go, wonderfully well. The sun is shining, but the danger here is the person is about to move off the cliff. Now, if indeed this is pertaining to portending to what Ivanka Trump may bring forward in relation to her father, to potential money matters in relation to the Trump organisation, all matters to do with justice, then it could be she's reluctant to step off that cliff. It could be she's holding back at this point in time. Now we have the King of Pentacles. If you look in the mirroring the you have the King mirroring the Ten of Pentacles. If you look in the two cards, you'll see similarities between the person or the father, the patriarch that is sitting overseeing the wealth, the building of wealth, family wealth, dynastic wealth. You'll see similarities in this person here and this king. They're wearing the same robes, and there is an element of this growth around them. Again, the building of wealth. So I see the King of Pentacles comes forward when we're talking about Donald Trump's business interests. The King of Pentacles will come forward as a representation of Donald Trump. So we have the Trump organization and we have Donald Trump. Now, what's mirroring justice here? The Page of Wands. This is someone who has news to share. It's almost like a quest. This is like as I said, a prince coming forward, embarking on a new quest, a new journey. It's also somebody with ideas and potentially communication. I often see this as the communication card that perhaps is which might indicate that Mueller has some kind of information trail here in relation to the Trump organization and in relation to Ivanka Trump. Now, mirroring the new beginnings, mirroring the Fool, is the Three of Swords, which of course is the heartbreak, loss. It's separation as well. It can also be running away. So I do feel at this point that there is more information to come from Ivanka Trump. Now, there is mirroring the Justice card is the Eight of Cups, which is talking about loss. This is someone who has lost something very, very close to them. This is that they will take time to recover. It's the Five of Cups. So it's also can portend poverty as well. Poverty, isolation, financial loss. So this card is telling me that the justice that this is talking about is in relation to the Trump organization and the family wealth, and eventually losing that wealth. So if we fast forward to the Mueller investigation, perhaps in months or even in a year ahead, it may be that whatever money the Trump organization has that may have been gotten allegedly by ill-gotten means, then that money will be forfeited. That money will flow back out. This is the card of money flowing away and financial loss. Now, in relation to the Fool, the naivety of potentially of Ivanka, the Donald Jr., but we're talking about Ivanka in this reading. We've again got the financial loss card here. So whatever was new beginnings back in the past for her, again, this foolish aspect of someone walking off a cliff. We've got the Five of Pentacles here, which again is pointing to financial loss. It's also could mean that the reason why she's not talking or why she's holding back, I think I'm feeling a holding back here, is because of the financial loss. This may be what is stopping her. It's a huge consideration. So my feeling is she's not speaking to Mueller at this point in time, or if she is, she's holding back something that he needs. So at this point in time, I don't feel that she's the person who is going to She's not the woman at this time that is going to bring down Trump, though she could be in the future. And we've got the Four of Wands here, which is the celebration card, mirroring the King of Pentacles, which of course to me means Donald Trump going. And we've got, in relation to this communication that I feel Mueller has, which is connecting Ivanka Trump, the Trump organisation, potentially with Russian money, we've got the Five of Swords, which of course is the abuse, it is the theft. So we have someone, really taking something away. It's an attempt at something potentially illegal. So that's what Mueller has. Mueller has that in relation to the Trump organisation, and it is in relation to the money. It is in relation to the money laundering. Now, mirroring the Three of Swords, we've got the Nine of Cups, which of course is the smug merchant. This is someone who has everything they need. They're confident. Everything they've wished for, they've got. But it's mirroring the Three of Swords, which of course is the loss card. So, in summary, Mueller has something which will connect Ivanka Trump with money laundering in Russia via the Trump organisation. Justice, the sword of justice, is hanging over her head. He wants information from her. He's got some of it already. It is some kind of paper trail. Could be to do with Alan Weiselman, the accountant that turned over evidence to Mueller. But what is stopping Ivanka Trump from giving up everything she knows at this point in time is the loss of money. However, there are good indications, because I pulled the Four of Wands, that she may eventually give up what Mueller needs. And because we've got what is hidden here, we've got endings and beginnings. We've got the World card. We've also potentially got overseas moneyed interests here. So this is all about the money. This is all about money coming into the Trump organisation. Potentially could be, allegedly, money laundering, illicit activities here, which Mueller has evidence of already, because we've got him coming forward in the Justice card. Potentially we've got implications here for Ivanka Trump. She has information to give up. He's already got something that connects her with this, but she is holding back at this point in time. And the reason that she's holding back is the loss of whatever money the Trump organisation may have. So let's go to our second question, because we've got the Page of Wands there, which indicates she could be talking to Mueller. Let's go to the question, is she talking to Robert Mueller? Let's have a look at this. Is Ivanka Trump talking to Robert Mueller? Is Ivanka Trump talking to Robert Mueller? Is Ivanka Trump talking to Robert Mueller? To the Mueller investigation. Ivanka talking already to the Mueller. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Cups, which of course is the another loss card. So this is, I can feel the emotion around these matters at the moment. We've got almost like lots of tears here. The Eight of Cups coming forward, and this is around, really withdrawal, retreat, and really abandonment in some way. So it's almost like someone is feeling alone in their struggles. We've got a proposal there. Now, who's providing who with a proposal? I'm taking it the Mueller investigators are offering Ivanka Trump something. Is she talking with the Mueller investigation? We've got the Six of Wands here, which is the Victory card. So they are offering her a deal. That's what I'm seeing here. They're offering her new starts in the Ace of Wands, mirroring the walking away. So the narrative, what the investigators are saying to her, if you give up this financial information in connection to connect the Trump organization with the Russian money, then you can walk away, you can take some sort of deal which will provide you with a new start. Now, what is the deal alluding to? The Emperor card, her father, Donald Trump. They're offering something to really incriminate her father. And again, we've got this, there is a lot of, this is Ivanka here, considering whether or not she will turn evidence over, which will incriminate her father. There's a lot of emotion around this decision. This is she's considering the new start. But there is that loss of money here which is holding her back. This reading is already showing she is talking to Robert Mueller, which is what came forward in that smaller reading that I did. He wants something from her to incriminate her father. So the first reading that we did showed that it was around tying the money that came through Trump Organization to money, overseas money, potentially could be allegedly from Russian money laundering operations. Let's just confirm that. Is Ivanka Trump talking to Robert Mueller about Russian money laundering through Trump Organization? Is Ivanka Trump talking to the Mueller investigation team about Russian money laundering through the Trump Organization? Ivanka, money laundering, Russian money laundering, Trump Organization. So we've got, yes, income sources. Straight away, as soon as the gates open, we've got what were they talking about? They were talking about investment income sources. Painful endings, the Ten of Swords, and this is really, I think, around what this giving up this information will mean for Ivanka Trump. It could also mean the reasons why the money laundering was undertaken, really to save the Trump Organization from bankruptcy. When they couldn't get loans, then this provided an income source for them. And they did see it as an income source. They saw it as, purely at a business level. I don't even think they thought about the incriminating aspect of money laundering. The Queen of Wands. Okay, now this is interesting because I think that this is referring to the judges, particularly that judge that is oversighting Mueller's grand jury. There is already some evidence before that court in relation to the money trail. The Knight of Cups, the proposals coming forward in relation to the income sources. This is almost a seductive element here. If you do this for us, we will do this for you. This is about the deals, the seductive nature of financial dealing. We're talking Ivanka Trump here. Now we've got mirroring these, really I think when the Trump Organization, went into financial difficulty, the potentially these sources of money provided them with a path to keep going, to keep working, because this is the Seven of Pentacles, the Harvest card. The proposal was to keep going, to have some kind of harvest. So if we think about real estate, which is the main game for the Trump Organization, money that might have been invested in their real estate also does pay a dividend. So I'm not sure what the arrangement was with money that came through potentially back channels, what that proposal was for. Now we've got the retreat card, and it's mirroring the Queen of Wands. So I saw this as the judge oversighting the Mueller grand jury. This could also have been Ivanka Trump in the past. Either way, this card is portending to some kind of retreat, some kind of, walking back, stepping back. And it is quite a painful, because we've got these swords here. We've got quite a painful, it's a painful kind of process here. And it's coming after the industriousness of the work, if you like. So if you think about what they were doing, they weren't just sitting back being idly rich. They were running a business using income sources, potentially, allegedly, from back channels. And somehow that's coming to an end with this retreat card. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's information already in a sealed indictment there. So she's talking to Mueller about the back channel money, that they had in order to undertake new projects, to prop up old projects. It is about the alleged money laundering that they're speaking. And really, what's she talking to him about? It's about trying to find out where, connecting the dots. This is, again, one of my viewers made a comment, and it's something that came forward in that BBC profile on Mueller. He won't just have one source of evidence on something, he'll have multiple sources. So he's looking for corroboration from her. Corroboration of the money that flowed in and out of the Trump organisation. And it is around, this dark money. Some readers see this as the dark money card. In its literal sense, the Three of Pentacles is talking about commerce and expansion, and potentially I also see an overseas aspect to this card, because there's often travel associated with this. So she's talking about the Trump organisation and the money that flowed into the Trump organisation from potential alleged back channels that may not have been totally on the up and up. Let's have a look at Kushner just before we close off this reading, because really they are a tandem. They're a duo, aren't they? So what affects one will affect the other. Ivanka Trump has her own business interests. Together, she and Jared Kushner would have their own business interests. This is the new dynasty of the Trump organisation. Very much the new dynasty that was carrying the baton. Okay, so is Jared Kushner talking to the Mueller investigation team? He would almost have to, given that his wife is. Okay, we've got some kind of burden that Kushner may be carrying. We'll leave that out. Potentially it could be, yeah, it is. It's, this is not, well, I know we reserve our sympathy for, I guess, those that deserve it, but I'm acknowledging here that what Kushner is carrying is quite heavy. I see in some way he's giving something up as well in the Temperance card, and I see him giving this up to Robert Mueller. He's also been asked to do something as well, give some sort of evidence over, and we've got the Six of Cups, potentially motivation, the choices mirroring the Two of Swords, which is really heavy choices, heavy weighted choices. He had no other option, is what that card was saying. And potentially he's doing that to preserve his family, keep his family intact. And again, balance what he's balancing things, what he's giving up to potentially the Mueller investigators. This is around the Trump victory. I think this is around the campaign. It's also around the inauguration. This reading is showing that Kushner is already talking to Mueller, but he's also undertaking, what he is doing in some way is a double-edged sword for him. whether he's been asked to provide information over, he's actually doing it. Whereas Ivanka may be still deciding, maybe still holding back. So are we likely to see, we'll finish the reading, are we likely to see Ivanka Trump indicted? Will Ivanka Trump be indicted? Will Ivanka Trump? So we've got the Three of Cups here, and this is kind of celebration. I'm going to put that back because we don't want to be, you know, I don't really hold much counsel with really sinking low to their level. We'll stay on the upper level here. We'll take the higher path, the higher road. Let's just objectively proceed with the reading. Will Ivanka Trump be indicted? Yeah, I'm getting she will. And I'm getting the image of the King of Swords here. Will Ivanka Trump be indicted? Will Ivanka Trump be indicted? Ivanka Trump be indicted. So we've got the Five of Swords, which came forward in the last reading, around what was taken, what may have been taken allegedly through illegal means. It has to do with overseas connections, potentially Russia. And this is really the dynasty card. This is the Six of Cups. So it's going back a long way. There is a past element here. Whatever has been going on for some time. Again, the heavy choices that she is faced with. This is, someone who is really bound, and they don't have much choice, really. It's almost like they're forced into making a choice. This is in relation to the potential alleged ill-gotten money. And we've got the loss here, the Eight of Cups coming forward as loss. Okay, so we've got the Moon card. I don't normally read reversals. I read in the context of the reading and the narrative that is flowing. But this did come up as reverse. Secrets will be given up. The Moon card is, things being hidden, things needing to come to the surface. The fact that it was reversed means she's going to be giving up secrets. So, and it's going to cost her, I think. It's going to cost her. Yep. And it is the monetary aspect here. And the Seven of Swords, again, this trying to get away with things. So it's going back a long way in the past. Yeah. And this is the illusions, the smoke screen. Potentially she could be indicted, although it's not, I'm not seeing, she's going to be giving up secrets, but what is this deal that she's doing with Mueller? I've always seen her potentially escaping an indictment. Not that she won't be punished, that's not it. She will lose, and part of that loss is her fortune, is money. She'll have quite a significant, she will lose it all. She will lose the lot. This reading is indicating she's giving up secrets. It's almost like I'm not sure it's an indictment. So I'll leave that one there. She definitely will be giving up. Potentially, according to these cards, she'll be giving up those secrets, and it will mean loss, and she has no other choice but to do that. All right, will Kushner be indicted? We'll give the cards a good shake. What is hidden on the bottom of the pack for Kushner is the Tower, which is ruin. I always get very strong major arcana coming forward for Kushner now when I read. Will Kushner be indicted? Kushner be indicted. In relation to Ivanka, it might be she comes through on a lesser charge. That could be what I'm seeing. because she's given up this evidence. Will Kushner be indicted? Will Kushner be indicted? Will Jared Kushner be indicted? I'm getting a yes. Okay, again. Yeah, look, I'm getting that King of Cups here, which of course in its positive sense is, empathy, support, the benign parent, but in its sinister sense is exactly the opposite. It's almost abuse, brutality. It's almost like he could have gone either way, and he went this way. Okay, will Jared Kushner be indicted? Will Jared Kushner be indicted? Oh, things falling out. Debts, loans and debts. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. It is around the money that he himself borrowed and the favours that were expected in return. That will be judged. Major Arcana. Almost the covert nature, what was hidden, this is the dirty trickster in this sense. And we've got retreat for Jared Kushner. This is after the battle. This is, not mortally wounded, but he's going to be severely wounded, potentially indicted. Judgment is coming down upon him. Again, he's being offered a smaller proposal. So this is the 4 of Cups, where it's pointing to loss, but there's also a proposal there in relation to the judgment. So he could, as the other readings have shown, he could be giving over some sort of evidence to Mueller in relation to his father-in-law, sorry, because this is mirroring the magician, the dirty tricks. So, yep, he's got a paper trail, some kind of paper trail to give. And it is going to really cause it really will be significant in relation to bringing down potentially the president, but it will also mean this for Jared Kushner. While he might be able to deal, he's really in it up to his neck, and he is not going to escape the long hand of the law. And it is around the dark money. Okay, and I'm feeling that it's not just prior to the election. I'm feeling it goes back here. And there's my King of Cups. So really, he could have gone either way. So this reading is showing that, yeah, he potentially could be indicted. All these major arcanas have come forward. Judgment, the Emperor, the Magician, and the King of Cups, which is has that positive orientation, but its negative orientation is quite, he made choices. He made choices to follow this kind of path, really aligning himself with Trump and the things that Trump, the dirty tricks, if you like, that Trump has pulled. So I think in a way this is actually going to be because he did make these choices instead of perhaps another choice. This could really mean that he will potentially be going to prison. And we've got the 7 of Pentacles here, which is the Harvest card. This could be the 7th month. We could see him potentially in prison by the 7th month. And it's going to be a hugely different lifestyle for Jared Kushner in prison. Okay, so that's the reading. That's the reading on Ivanka and Jared. Quite a complicated reading, really, because multiple things came forward. We could see that Ivanka potentially is talking to Mueller, the Mueller investigation team. We've got Jared Kushner having already given something up. We've got Ivanka perhaps facing a lighter a lighter sentence because she's given something instrumental up, and this is to do with the Trump organisation and potentially money flowing in and money flowing out and the whys and wherefores of that, potentially back channel money, allegedly money laundering. And we've also got, I think things in some way are going to be more serious for Kushner than for Ivanka. And I'm not sure why that's the case, other than that she has potentially very, very strong evidence to give up around her father that ties in a critical piece of evidence for Mueller, that corroborates a critical piece of evidence. And it is tying the Trump organisation into back channel money. Now, I've got the Chariot coming forward here, what is hidden. And I have seen things moving very quickly, so I'm not sure what is coming down the pike, but we certainly have action on the Mueller front coming up. So something is about to break again. It could be that indictment of Don Jr. and potentially Kushner might be caught up in that around the Trump Tower. However, I don't feel that that's the main game. I feel that's part of the puzzle that Mueller is putting together. We've got a lot more to go yet. All right, I'll leave that there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. A long one here this morning, but by all means, fast forward to the reading that you want to get to, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for supporting my channel.